The U.S. has hit a single-day coronavirus record, reporting about 60,000 new cases yesterday, with infections continuing to rise rapidly in states including Arizona, Florida, and Texas. Total cases in the U.S. have now topped 3 million, with over 130,000 deaths. At the same time, the Trump administration made good on a threat. It has now formally moved to withdraw the U.S. from the World Health Organization. Yahoo Finance's Anjalee Khemlani joining us now to wrap all this up. Anjalee, first, let's start with that decision to remove the U.S. from WHO. What are the greater implications here?
Thanks, Alexis. Yeah, so unfortunately what that means is that the U.S. relationship with the World Health Organization and other countries through that entity and decisions about, global public health decisions are all going to be affected. What happened yesterday was that the Trump administration did officially give notice to the UN and to Congress of its intention, of the U.S.'s intention to withdraw. What this means is that the withdrawal will only take effect 1 year from now, as well as need the U.S. to pay all owed debts. Meanwhile, Congress is looking at what the implications are, because the U.S. did join with Congress's input. It was a joint sort of decision, and so questions about what the actual actions can be, whether or not this is more of just a presidential action and maybe the follow through needs some other input. Meanwhile, how this affects the scientific community and the health community is really the biggest question right now. You have across the board scientists and health experts, public health experts, really upset about this decision because of how it can affect the relationships that have been created and all the work and collaborations that go together in responding to a public health crisis like the one we're currently in. So looking at all of that is going to be a really interesting as we look forward and how those collaborations are in fact affected.
Anjalee, what can you tell us about the COVID-19 cases spiking in Florida? What's the latest?
Right. Well, unfortunately, what we know is that the cases do continue to spike. We've seen a lot of pressure on the health systems, really mimicking what we saw here in the Northeast. And this is the story that's playing across the country right now. Is we're seeing these cases spike. We're seeing, the rules and regulations not really respond to that. We know that in some cities in the state there were pauses on reopenings and such, but without further mandates and without further social distancing measures in place, it's really going to be hard for that state to really curb the outbreak. And that's one of the biggest concerns if you're talking about all of the states currently being affected.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.